Okay, so under the 1992 Constitution, to have a vice president or not to have a vice president?
I think we should have a vice president.
Okay, so
I like the Constitution the way it is.
Yeah, okay, so vice president.
I think we should, there are things I would suggest changes. There should be a clean break, not a hybrid American and British
choose
system.
one.
We should choose one. I think that
we should go for the British.
Yeah, I think
that gives us more accountability to the government.
I don't think so. I believe in the American system.
Go full American.
Go full American. All the cabinet people are not part of Parliament. So you go to Parliament, you know that you can then supervise the executive. It can be a proper check.
Okay, so the check is stronger.
The check is stronger because you have to go and defend things in Parliament.
And people can develop their careers in Congress, in
Yeah,
Parliament.
in Parliament.
Without wanting to be
a minister. It's not a route to become a minister.
They don't want to be a minister. But in America,
right.
actually, congressmen are more famous than ministers.
That's right.
We don't know their great secretary. We don't get to know them. But congressmen are the story.
Because they do the work. They are there working on the behalf of the people. And that's absolutely vital. And we need people now who are speaking at the corridors of power for Ghana, for Ghana's interests. Absolutely vital in this country.
Okay, so you think we should go American way?
I think there should be a complete break.
Doesn't the British way give us accountability of the leadership? Because they have to be in Parliament every day. They have to answer questions.
You can always call ministers to Parliament to answer questions.
Okay.
That's my view. But
Yeah.
I think that
Okay,
this
so on the
is
Constitution, and then you want an upper limit to the Supreme Court. 9.
upper limit to the Supreme Court. I want a smaller government, lean, mean government, more efficient.
Do you want district chief executives removed from government and elected on their own?
No, I don't believe. I've never believed in that. I've never believed in that. At our stage in our development, that's going to create another cycle of elections. Elections are already very expensive.
So the president should continue to appoint them.
Why not? They should do their work well, but appoint the right people.
But that's a tall order. So we are going to rely on the good man syndrome. Appointing the right people means we have to have a good man.
Why
who will
not?
appoint the
Why
president
not?
is not appointing 200 and something DCs.
I think that's where the problem is. Why do we have to go to the point where we are now having 261 districts?
Okay, so you
From
think,
110.
So you think if we had 100, it's
100.
easier to get great people in there?
And then we should encourage young people who are trained. You see, we have over-politicized the public services and even running the districts. You need technical people, people with finance background,
But
who
who
are
will
trying.
appoint them? That's why you need a DC who is elected. If you are elected, DC obviously gone.
If you
That
if,
will
if
change
you-
this legal.
elections never. No, I don't think so. For a country like Ghana, I have never supported the idea of electing.
But she wants us to elect MPs. You're
Yes,
fine with that?
Yes.
We should elect
Yes,
MPs.
they are representative of the people.
Yeah, but the
And
DC is
then-
the development agent.
Because it's the central government that has to drive development. And the president who has been elected by the people of Ghana has to have an eye and control over who is his agent in the municipalities and wherever.
But for
they
those
are.
of us who think winner takes all should be broken, we think that would be an opportunity to break it a little bit.
No. I think you are obsessed about this winner takes all.
But it's a big problem.
No, it's
isn't it?
not a big problem. If
I am obsessed about it, that's
no,
true.
it's not a big problem. I think
we get good people-
we become more selfless, we become more focused.
How are we going to rely on that? That people should be selfless? How are we going to
We have strong institutions in this country. Look at our constitution. Strong institutions. How is it that the Auditor General's report is always 4 or 5 years in arrears? Why? Why?
That's a problem.
Why? The question is,
Because the enforceability is not there. Nobody's enforcing. Even when he finds people guilty, there's no
Why?
enforcement.
why is it not being enforced?
Because of the control of the executive. That's the point.
No, that's not the point.
super
you
control
think,
of the
you think
executive.
so? If you share up, it's not winner takes all. That will make it
Yes,
better.
if it's not
that will
winner
make
takes,
it change.
yeah, it's not winner takes
How
all.
how is it going
And
to
you
make
have
it change?
an opposition having the ability to play a critical role, like
The
leading some
opposition,
DCs.
the constitution allows the opposition to chair even the public
Accounts committee. Yeah, that's happening. That's happening.
And even has it been that effective? Has it been
But
that
Kandaba was
effective?
effective when he was in opposition.
But why is it not effective? Why? So all these are things that we as Ghanaians do introspection, look at ourselves. Are we giving up our best to our country, Ghana? We are not. And
Young people can't find jobs when they get out of school. Politics has become an opportunity to find jobs. When you left school, you could find a job. It was easier then than
it
today.
was easier then.
Yeah, so
right
what
now
do you want
there's
them to do?
there's a growth in population, and that's how come we should look at sectors of the economy that can absorb. For instance, we've treated tourism with kid gloves.
That's true. I agree.
And that is an area
Treat it
that
like
can
culture.
absorb.
It's marketing. It's a marketing job.
It's massive, because if you go to a hotel, you have those chambermaids, you have cooks, you have electricians, you have barmen, you have everybody there.
It employs a lot of people at the basic level.
At the basic level.
Tourism is important. We have ignored it.
I can't believe
It's
it.
the cool thing.
And,
It's the
and,
military
and
cool
again,
thing.
we have all these beautiful forts and castles along the beach that we can't even maintain.
We don't do anything about it.
We don't do anything about it. Even create a story around it
It's
and have the tour guides. People are prepared. You go outside, you pay what, $90 just to visit some of
It's
these
also
facilities?
the land tenure system. You know, if you want to create land for these things, it becomes a problem. So,
I think that you can see it.
let me ask you another matter. 4 years of presidential term, too short, too long?
I think it's fine.
You think it's fine?
I think
Okay.
it's fine.
Okay.
I think it's fine.
The two term of a president, which is allowed under the Constitution, if a president wins one term and does not win re-election, should the Constitution change to stop him from coming again?
I think so. I think it's messy. What we are having now is, I mean, if you've been president before, I don't think you should waste your energy attempting to come back to the position that you've occupied before. What is there to do?
Especially for John Mahama, who has been vice president.
I don't want you to mention.
I know you want me to make.
I'm saying that. I mean,
Are you asleep tomorrow? I'll see you. Good morning, Ghana. Don't worry about
you know,
that.
so I don't understand it. I mean, if you lose it, especially so massively, that's it.
But if you lose
Give
it,
somebody an
and the
opportunity-
next time you do better than the one you did before, which is John Mahama's case, which gives you encouragement that perhaps...
I think the law shouldn't have allowed it in the first place. That's my personal view. But once you lose that presidential election, especially as president, you've had the opportunity to be president.
Okay.
That should be fine.
If you run for MPP's presidential slot for the next election, will you be running against Dr. Bawumia or will you be running against Alan Kyerematen?
The decision as to who becomes the candidate of our party lies in the bosom of the 200,000 polling station executives. Nobody has declared yet. The party has open nominations. The media can do all they want to do to present the competition the way they see fit. But when that bullet is struck, we'll see who comes out.
So if you get to run, will you run against Alan Kyerematen or you're
I
running
think
against
you're
Dr.
asking the
Bawumia?
wrong question. And don't keep repeating the wrong question.
Okay, let me move on to another question. Stephen Intim and Asamoah Boateng, your choice for national chairman of the party.
Again, the party decides. I'm an eternal Democrat. We have 5,000 making up the Electoral College. I'm not going to sit here to endorse anybody. The party people, they will make a choice. All of them are in the field. There are about 8 candidates in the field. Why are you being so unfair to the rest?
front runners.
Why are you being so
These are
unfair? How do you know that they are the front runners? What empirical evidence do you have? No, who are the bookmakers?
Who do you think are the front runners, by the way? That maybe you can tell
There
us.
are no front runners.
Really?
No. I've been around elections since 1992 enough to say that there are no front runners. Let them go and earn it. Go there, campaign as they're doing, sell their message to the delegates, and on the day, once the count is over, we'll know who the majority wants.
Okay. These people from Ashanti region wanted me to ask you this. Like Kwabena Agyapong, you are from the Ashanti region, and the Ashanti region is very proud of you. 4 weeks ago, Ntubo Siakon was re-elected as chairman of Ashanti region MPP. Was it good or bad?
Where is that question coming from? Once the party has elected, he won a fair election. That's it. I mean, I don't have to pass any comments on that.
Why did you
And in any case, I see myself as a Ghanaian first. I was born in Kumasi, studied primary school, Royal International, went to Cape Coast 7 years, stayed in Accra. I'm a Ghanaian. That's what is important to me. I'm completely detribalized, and so I don't understand why. Why? The other regional chairmen that have been elected.
Because you are from
why?
Ashanti, that's
no,
why they're asking.
I don't like that.
Okay.
I don't like. I think we should put our Ghanaianness first. Before where we come from does not matter. Once we are within the borders of our country, and we should do that, Paul. And you, the journalist, should promote that.
The national
We should promote
agenda.
that and stop. You come from here. We are all Ghanaians. Period. We all use the same passport.
Yeah, but when 2024 comes,
doesn't-
people will come from here and come from there. when the election, the campaign is run, people will talk about coming from here.
It doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it right.
That should not everywhere in politics.
Well, every party has a stronghold.
Yes.
There's no doubt at all about that. But why do you want to overemphasize that?
Okay, we shouldn't overemphasize it. Do you want to become a parliamentarian? Why didn't you become a parliamentarian?
I've never enjoyed parliamentary work. I've never liked it. Really.
You don't like the crisscrossing?
No, not the crisscrossing. I'm not a talkative. I like to work. I'm an engineer. I like to build what we design. You know, we just don't talk. You know, with engineering, if you design, you've got to build it. And if it fails, you are in trouble. You understand? So that's how I've been trained. I'm not someone who likes just talking for the sake of talking. I believe in action. You understand? So I don't love these arguments people make. I've never.
You don't like the unnecessary arguments.
No, I've never been attracted.
You want to achieve results.
Yes. I'm progress, results oriented. I chase progress, and that's what I do.
What do you miss about the Kufour Castle?
The interesting thing about Kufour especially is I miss his sense of humor. And that was a part of him that I couldn't capture as press secretary that I regret. Maybe I should have had a secret camera recording him, you know, because he would tell you the funniest stories.
I see.
Oh, yeah. I mean, people don't know Kufour, but he's very good with some of these jokes and the history of the party. He's very lighthearted, you know. So I really enjoy the time working with him, you know, and serving my people. And what I miss is the press briefings, you know.
Those were great. Those press, very modern country.
Yeah, the media briefings, and I was.
But were you telling us the truth all the time when the briefings from the? Were you leaving some things out?
No, as much as possible. Well, the media was there. You were there. A lot of people were there.
We
Nobody
thinking, you sure Kwabena Agyapong told us.
Well, if I didn't tell you everything, you have to ask the questions.
Yeah, we did. But
we allowed you. I gave you the latitude to ask all the questions.
Yeah, but sometimes you cited the code of secrecy of cabinet. That
depends, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, I won't come and disclose cabinet details. That's why we all swear the oath of office, secrecy. So those are things that I don't expect you, the media, to pry into. There are things that you can ask that can help your work, help society. Unless you want to do...
One of the things, this is a final question, one of the things that brought you to the front line under the Kufuor administration was the famous Giselle Yadi matter. You fought hard for the president. I mean, we called you 5 a.m., sometimes by 7 when we called you, say you have done 17 interviews on this matter. And the media was just at that time getting very bubbly. 2004, I think it was.
2003, 2004.
We were approaching an election.
Yeah, the proliferation of the media, a lot of media.
Do you have a chapter in your book on Giselle Yadi matter?
No, I don't think I don't think.
Looking at it,
I think
many years later,
the opposition made too much of it.
Now we know it's a much ado about nothing.
Yeah, so it's not something. My book is almost ready. And I don't think it has more than a few lines.
But you were quite passionate in dealing with the matter.
Because it was so wrong.
You were sure it's not true.
It was so wrong. I knew it wasn't true. It was so wrong. And people were trying to create the impression that it was true. Just for political expediency. That's what I think is wrong in our politics sometimes. That people want to destroy others, and with the glee with which they do it, just to assail the personality of people, just for political expediency. We shouldn't do that. We shouldn't treat one another like that. We should always look out for the other. Have the caring brotherhood, despite being on different sides of the political divide. Don't drum up things that are not, don't create lies and try and dump it on people. It is wrong. And I've always said, truth eventually prevails.